to Creative Bee Studios. I'm Karla. I'm the designer of more than 50 quilt patterns that use both beautiful sides of fabric. Be sure to subscribe, click like, and tap the bell. Today we're going to talk about a little joy. Joy is a Christmas tree quilt pattern made with both beautiful sides of fabric. You can see focus fabric makes a big difference in these quilts. They are both on a scrappy, wintry, Christmassy background that's really fun to put together. This one is made with a vintage ornament focus fabric. The tree, the topper, and the binding are made with the right side of the focus fabric. These gifts under the tree and their ribbons and bows are made with the reverse, giving it a look like they are reflecting the lights and ornaments that are on the tree. Using both sides gives you an interest to the quilt that you wouldn't get if you were using different fabrics for every element. It makes you stop to look like something's happening here that's not what my brain expected. Another really fun part of making these quilts is putting the backgrounds together. In the pattern, you learn how to audition both sides of your focus fabric and your background fabrics. I always recommend a very eclectic set of fabrics to go into your background to give interest and to provide a movement through the quilt for your eye as you take in the quilt. So let's talk about this background. The first piece down here is a beige batik. Next is a white on white. It's little line drawn gifts on white. This is an accent strip that goes all the way up through here. You don't see a lot of it on this quilt, but on the other 36-inch patterns, you will see more of that depending on what your focus is, your focal point is of the quilt. This one is a tiny aqua and white. You'll often find aqua accents in my quilts because it just makes me happy. It's my favorite color. If you have a fabric you really want to use in the quilt and the value is right, you can use the fabric. It doesn't matter what the color is. It's all about value. In the corner we have a polka dot grunge. Next up is a lighter beige batik. This accent strip is an aqua batik with little bitty tiny dots in it of green. That completes the bottom section. That's how fast and easy this quilt is to put together. Also, none of these seams need to match anything. It goes together quickly. You actually trim it down to size after you quilt it. This piece here is one long rectangle. It's a white on white with lines and circles, very geometric. This large square was one of my mother-in-law's pieces of fabric, and so I just love using some of her fabrics in my quilts. It is a beige with little white trees going up and down on it. What you'll do is stitch these two together, press, you'll cut them horizontally and insert your accent strip up here. It just cuts down on extra cutting and piecing. So this is actually the reverse of this focus fabric. You don't have to use a reverse there. I just liked it. I thought it sparkled a little bit and it kind of ties these in. And these two pieces here, this is a matching grunge with polka dots, just like this one. Again, you don't have to match those. You can use a totally different, you might have winter trees or something. And this is just a fun little motif of Christmas mittens and trees, and it's colorful. It's a little less traditional of a Christmas motif, but lots of fun, adds a little bit of color and interest. And that completes the top half. Then you put those two together and you're ready to add your tree. In this quilt pattern, you'll get a full-size paper template. You can see it has the tree, all of the gifts, the topper, everything that you just trace onto your paper-backed fusible and cut out. It's that simple to do. Let's talk about how to finish these quilts. I like to do the securing of the applique as I'm doing the quilting because these are fun, fast, giftable, usable for seasonal quilts. You're not going to spend a year making this quilt. First, I like to stitch on the outside edge of the applique. That will secure the edges down. Then I like to stitch around the outside edge, which makes them pop off of the background. For the tree, I just did a freehand horizontal line. For the gifts, I tried to just have fun with them. Some have circles, some have wavy lines on them, some have crisscross, or I followed the motif that's showing through from the back. And the background is done in a very curvy feathers and swirls to contrast what I did on the tree and make it stand out a little bit. This one is done with an ombre fabric, so you can see that it's darker at the bottom and gets lighter at the top. And this shows in the gifts as well. Some are darker than others, but you can see the snowflakes showing through. It's a great reverse. For a larger quilt featuring this same Christmas tree and gifts, see the video on Joyful. Thanks for joining me today for a little joy. See you soon. This is an aqua between. Buttercup, go away. Please ignore the crying kitty. Buttercup, I gotta get rid of the cat. I mean, not rid of, but